Boubacar Sadek left Timbuktu when armed fighters took the town in April last year. He carried a number of ancient manuscripts with him to Bamako. Some date back to the 15th century. They contain works on theology, science and poetry.
Before I was born, my father always kept the manuscripts. His father handed them to him. They are a family heritage that I must keep for my children.
Boubacar's uncle taught him calligraphy. He's made a living copying the scripts for libraries and private collectors. Although the rebels haven't directly threatened the manuscripts, the lawlessness in Timbuktu made things dangerous.
These manuscripts are my livelihood. I could not leave them behind. It is not possible because I would always be worried about them.
Last year, rebels destroyed graves and shrines in Timbuktu that were associated with Islam's Sufi tradition. The fighters called them blasphemous. The fighting in the north isn't just destroying Mali's cultural heritage. A few years ago, there were hundreds of thousands of tourists coming here. Sailing trips up the river Niger were popular. Now there are no visitors and no income for people working in this vital industry. Bamako's National Museum is struggling to stay open. It holds many important artefacts from Timbuktu and Gao. This tombstone dates back to the 13th century. Mali's rich culture comes from being at the crossroads for traders and scholars travelling through the Sahara. The museum director says groups in the north are trying to wipe out that history.
This is a disaster for Malians. We have had a rich Islamic culture for centuries, but today, because of this crisis, we are being told to abandon this culture and fabricate a new one. This is impossible.
There are around 180,000 medieval manuscripts in Timbuktu. Boubacar says there are many men like him safeguarding these words written hundreds of years ago. Nazanine, Moshiri, Al Jazeera, Bamako.